Sairam, dear students, in the previous session we discussed Tughlaq dynasty. Among the Tughlaq dynasty, among the Tughlaq rulers, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq were prominent rulers, and we discussed their administration, the style of administration, then reforms, especially in the agricultural sector, that were discussed. Now we are moving to another one of the prominent dynasties, that is the Sayyid dynasty, which ruled over northern states, especially Delhi region from 1414 to 1451. Now we are going to see the Sayyid dynasty. Sayyid dynasty. Who is the founder of the Sayyid dynasty? Who is the founder of this dynasty? Khizr Khan is the founder of this. Khizr Khan. Khizr Khan is the founder of this dynasty. Khizr Khan or Khizr Khan. Okay, Khizr Khan. Khizr Khan, he was the governor of Multan, founded this dynasty by conquering Delhi. Actually, he was governor during the period of Tughlaq and see, the provinces, some regions were looked after by governors. These governors are answerable to the Delhi Sultan. But being a governor of Multan, Khizr Khan conquered Delhi. He established his rule in Doab, Bian and Gwalior. Where? Doab, then Bian and Gwalior. Yes. And he also suppressed many rebellions. Rebellion were common. Rebellion were common in those days. Governors, Punda, anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಪುಂಡರು, ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನು ದೊಂಬಿಯನ್ನು ಗಲಾಟೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಪುಂಡ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. We can say like that. These arrogant governors and some other military officers indulged and involved in rebellion. So rebellion was common during the Delhi Sultan period. It was not a new thing for Sayyid Khizr Khan. He also suppressed many rebellions and established law and order to ensure peace. Why? He enabled to establish law and order. Why? In order to achieve peace. Then Muhammad Shah, Alauddin and Alam Shah were the prominent rulers of Sayyid dynasty. Now my question, who is the founder of Sayyid dynasty? Question number 1. And where did Khizr Khan establish his rule? Answer is also very, very simple. Doab, Bian and Gwalior. And who were the prominent rulers of Sayyid dynasty? Answer is also very simple. Muhammad Shah, Alauddin, Alam Shah were the prominent rulers of Sayyid dynasty. Then Bahlol Lodi of Lodi dynasty. Bahlol Lodi defeated Alam Shah and brought an end to the rule of Sayyid dynasty in Delhi. Who defeated? Bahlol Lodi. Bahlol Lodi. He defeated Alam Shah. Alam Shah of Sayyid dynasty. Thus, Sayyid dynasty ended and a new dynasty came into prominence in Delhi, that is Lodi dynasty. Now we are moving to see Lodi dynasty, which started its ruling from 1451 and it continued till 1526 contemporary era. Lodi dynasty. Who is the founder of Lodi dynasty? Already we come to know that Bahlol Lodi. Bahlol Lodi is the founder of Lodi dynasty, and prominent ruler of Lodi dynasty are Bhola Lodi, Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi. Sikandar Lodi conquered Bihar, Bengal, Dholpur and Chanderi. Once again I will repeat: Bihar, Bengal, Dholpur, BBD. BBDC. See? B, B, C, D. Bihar, Bengal, Chanderi and Dholpur. Who conquered? Sikandar conquered. See, in that way we can make points. It is not a complete sense, it could not give complete sense of the region which he conquered, but it gives some idea how to keep such things in our memory. That is also very important. This is called symbolic study. The way of, in further, if you are going for higher studies and while you going for or seeking for the appearing for IAS exam, you can make your own symbolic studies that can help you a lot. Okay, then Ibrahim Lodi. Here, Sikandar Lodi conquered Bihar, Bengal, Dholpur and Chanderi. He established peace and order in Delhi. Then Ibrahim Lodi, the successor of Sikandar Lodi, was incompetent. Was not an able administrator. In that moment, Afghans were invited to invade India by the governors like Alam Khan and Daulat Khan. Governors, Alam Khan, see, his own governors invaded the Afghan invaders. Who are those invaders? Alam Khan and Daulat Khan. Thus, you are going to see who is that ruler. That is Babur. He came to India and invaded Delhi. It means war took place at Panipat between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Thus, Delhi Sultan era ended, Mughal rule began. Yes, thus Babur invaded India, defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in the year 1526. The first Panipat war or Panipat battle took place between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur. Thus Babur established Mughal rule in India. Though these Delhi Sultan were Turks, we cannot deny their contribution to India. Now we are going to see the contributions of Delhi Sultans. The contributions, could you mention what are the prominent contributions of Delhi Sultans? See, we can categorize them, their contribution in art, architecture, then literature, even in the style of administration. Now we are moving to see the contribution of Delhi Sultans. At first, let's see administrative system. What type of administrative system was there? In the beginning only we discussed it. It is a transitional period. You know that the ruler was accumulated all the powers. He is the central, means the centralized power of administration going on. Almost all the authorities were under the control of the king. That type of centralized administration system was introduced by these Delhi Sultans. Most of the Delhi Sultans were dictatorial rulers. In one of the cases, the ruler says, I am the representative of God. See, that godly images they created during that time. That means, knowingly or unknowingly, they introduced what type of dictatorial pattern of administration. What about I'm talking? It's about their administration. The administration was in accordance to Quran. As they are Muslims or Islam, their administration was in accordance to Quran. Quran is the holy book of Muslim. Here Sardars and Amirs, Ulemas were assisting. Then Ulemas, they were assisting the king in their administration. They had considerable influence on the administration too. The central government had departments like defense, foreign affairs, then postal, charity and endowment for effective administration. If you list out the various departments at present, you can railway, home ministry, industrial and commerce, telecommunication, you know that these are the communication. There are so many portfolios. Similarly, in the same way, the central government had departments like defense. Which are the departments were? Defense, departments. Defense was there. Then postal, agriculture, postal. Then charity and endowment. Charity and endowment. Dharmika Datti in Kannada. Dharmika Mattu Datti. Endowment for effective administration. These departments were headed by ministers and officials. The kingdom was, see, it is not easy to look after each and every nooks and corner of the state. That is why the kingdom was divided into many provinces. That is why the kingdom was divided. Why? To look after the administrative, to enforce effective administration. The whole state was divided into provinces. These administrative divisions were headed by Shikdar, Amin and Chowkidars. See, administrative divisions were looked after by Chowkidars. Chowkidar means, you don't think this is watchman, Chowkidar. Then Ulemas, Shikdar and Amindar. Shikdar, not Shikdar, Shikdar and Amin. They were looking after the provincial administration. Here the collection of revenue and maintenance of law and order, providing education facilities and ensuring cleanliness were the main roles of Chowkidars, Shikdars and Amin. My question, what were the roles of Shikdar, Amin and Chowkidars during Delhi Sultans? Okay, next. You know that there is a saying, Kanchanam Karya Siddhi. See, to run the government effectively and successfully, you need money. Money can do anything. Money is mover and shaker, that we all know. But here, how can they generate the money? How can they generate the income of the state? They can generate the income of the state through taxes. Today, you know that GST, in India GST is there. And value added tax system was there. Once MODVAT was there. MODVAT means modern value added tax was there. Today for whole India GST is there. In that, tax for agriculture, tax for retail, tax for FMCG, tax for industry, tax for exercise, tax on exercise like liquor and all, tax for tax on the vehicles. Similarly, a lot of tax pattern are there. The tax system, GST is the current tax system. But in those days, during the period of Delhi Sultans, Kharaj, a tax system called Kharaj was there. That is called land tax. What? Kharaj is land tax. Then Zakat, Ushru, Khums. Which are the other taxes? Zakat, Khums, and Ushru. These are all the taxes. These are all the tax on the wealth. Kharaj is the land tax. What do you mean by Kharaj? Kharaj is the land tax. Land tax which was prevailing during the Delhi Sultans. What do you mean by Zakat, Khums and Ushru? Zarat, Khums and Ushru are tax on the wealth of plundered goods. What is this? See, when they were going to invade other rulers or subordinate rulers, or when they are invading the neighboring states, they indulge in plundering. Plundering means looting. See, when these commanders, soldiers loot a lot of wealth from the neighboring states or enemy states, those were brought to their state. But those wealth are subjected to tax. Those wealth are subjected to tax. Here also they levy tax like Zakat, Khums and Ushru, which is levied on plundered during the battles. Then Jizya was one of the taxes. Jizya taxes on the property without heirs, then import duty, house tax, and these were the main source of income. Here the main source of income during the Sultan's rule. These are all the various Kharaj, Zakat, Khums, Ushru, and one more tax, that is Jizya. Okay. Mention the various types of taxes which were prevailing during Delhi Sultan times. See, the question what I have mentioned in videos, please note down them and note down in your notes. That is the activity. Then I won't give any additional questions on WhatsApp. This is the question. This must be noted. Okay, now let's move. Here, Qazis aided the Sultan in dispensing the judgment, justice in the provinces and towns. They were assisting in the justice, Qazis. Qazi means judge. Now we are moving to social system of Delhi Sultan's time. Social system. Yes. Student, during that period, the Muslim and Hindu communities had their own traditional customs, sampradaya, faith, belief. In that time, during that time, the Bhakti movement took shape. Not only Bhakti movement, the Hindu Bhakti saints, Sufi saints of Muslim communities, they guided the society. They ushered the society. They assisted the society. Who? The Sufi saints and Hindu Bhakti saints. In the beginning of the Sultan's rule, see, now we are discussing the social system. In the beginning of we have to note down two very important 2 points, that is Bhakti movement, then Sufi saints, about Sufi saints. In the beginning of the Sultan's rule, only Turk Sardars were appointed for the higher administrative role. Later on, their influence vanished. Vanished means disappeared. And during the realm or a time of Khilji, Tughlaq, local people who had converted into Islam had more opportunities. See, that time rapid conversion was going on. Those who are converted to Islam had more opportunities in that time, especially in Tughlaq rule and Khilji rule. Particularly the educated of the serving communities and Hindus got higher postings. Hence the ruling class of this time got introduced into Indian way of dressing, Indian way of beverages, beverages means drinking, Indian way of food, music, cultural aspects also. Hindus were also appointed as the associate officer and clerks in revenue department. Then if you come to the point of social system especially, their slavery was in practice. Then war prisoners were treated as slave. Then the status of woman was not healthy. The status of woman was not healthy. Healthy means unhealthy. There was no prominence, much prominence for women. And parda system, what we call today, you know, that burqa system, that was in vogue. That was in vogue means that was in practice, especially. Women from higher social classes participated in fine arts. That means only rich class women and higher class women had opportunity and they had talent that they can use on public plots. And rural women participated in the agriculture and household chores, household activities. These were the social system which was prevailing during the Delhi Sultan's time. Dear children, we have discussed Sayyid dynasty, then Lodi dynasty, and social system, and totally the contributions of Delhi Sultans to Indian society were discussed. I hope you will go through the video and go through the questions, especially textbook is also very important. I hope you will do well. Sai Ram.